In the world of anime, mystical creatures and supernatural beings have always fascinated us. But few are as intense, wild, and enigmatic as werewolves. Symbols of strength, instinct, and duality, they appear in stories that explore everything from ferocious battles to the deepest bonds of human emotion. Today, we dive into worlds where the moon's howl echoes, and the line between man and beast fades away. Get ready. These are the 10 anime that best capture the power and essence of the werewolf. 1. Sirius the Jaeger. In a world ruled by shadows, where vampires and hunters wage a silent war, there emerges a man who bears the blood and instincts of a legendary beast. He is driven by vengeance, but also by something deeper, the desire to protect what remains of his humanity. His strength is uncontrollable, his gaze wild. Between light and darkness, he struggles to restrain the beast within while facing enemies that challenge his very existence. Every battle reminds him of the price of his power and the curse that haunts him. The tension never ceases, blood boils with each clash, and the moon becomes the symbol of his true nature. He is not just a warrior, he is the embodiment of the rage and sorrow of a forgotten race, the last echo of a people who once ruled the night. And as the world falls into chaos, he continues to fight, guided by an instinct that pushes him forward, between man and monster, redemption and abyss. 2. Wolf Children. She fell in love with someone different, someone who carried the spirit of the wild within. From this union were born 2 special children, trapped between 2 worlds, human and beast. From their first cries, destiny shaped their lives around duality, living between instinct and reason, between the desire to run free and the need to fit into a society that would never understand them. The mother, strong and tireless, faces the impossible to raise them alone, hiding the truth from the world while fighting to give them a dignified life. Every smile and tear tells a story of love, sacrifice, and acceptance. As they grow, the children must choose their own paths, one drawn to the call of the forest, the other to the calm of human life. It's a touching journey about what it means to be different, about a mother's strength that defies all odds for love, and about the eternal conflict between freedom and belonging. A story that proves that even in the wildest nature, what truly defines us is the heart. 3. Dance in the Vampire. Bun. In a world where vampires rule from the shadows and humans live unaware of the danger beside them, there are those who walk between both realms, protectors, guardians, and sometimes monsters. He is one of them, a being scarred by the past, whose wild nature contrasts with his unbreakable loyalty to the one he swore to protect. As darkness spreads and fear dominates, the fragile balance between vampires and humans begins to crumble. Amid conspiracies, betrayals, and forbidden desires, the beast rises, a warrior whose soul is split between animal instinct and human consciousness. Each transformation reminds him of who he truly is, a creature born of pain, solitude, and duty. And as blood flows through the shadows, he keeps fighting, not only against his enemies, but against the curse that binds him. An intense story of power, loyalty, and the eternal struggle between love and instinct. 4. Wolf's Reign. In a devastated world where hope is just a fading whisper, legendary creatures walk disguised among humans. It's said that when the world ends, only wolves will find the path to paradise. But this paradise isn't just a place. It's a forbidden dream, an unreachable haven that only the true believers can find. They live hidden, hunted, rejected, yet driven by an instinct that never dies. Each howl is an ancient call, an echo of freedom in the ruins of civilization. On their journey, these beings face cold, hunger, pain, and human nature itself, corrupt, desperate, and blind to truth. It's a story of faith, survival, and the desire to exist in a world that forgot how to dream. A quest that goes beyond flesh and blood, where the true enemy isn't man or monster, but the emptiness that devours everything. A race for the soul, guided only by the distant sound of a howl under the moon. 5. Cuticle Detective Inaba. In a world where absurdity and mystery walk hand in hand, an unusual detective stands out. He has sharp instincts, superhuman senses, and a nature that lies between man and beast. Capable of sniffing out impossible clues, he dives into bizarre cases that defy logic, all while trying to control the wild side within. Amid chaotic chases, eccentric villains, and completely unpredictable situations, his life becomes a battlefield between animal instinct and human reason. Even with a past full of secrets and an unpredictable personality, he stands firm, guided by a sense of justice as unique as his nature. Blending humor, action, and madness in equal measure, this story proves that sometimes even the most dangerous beasts have the most human hearts. A wild ride full of mysteries, bites, and laughs, where the only certainty is the unexpected. 6. The Case Study of Vanitas. In a Paris drenched in mystery and blood, vampires and humans coexist under a fragile peace on the verge of collapse. Amid this gothic setting, a creature divided between beast and man appears, marked by pain and loyalty. He carries the burden of a curse and the weight of a past that never leaves him, battling the instinct that pulls him toward darkness while clinging to what's left of his humanity. Among intrigues, hunts, and forbidden pacts, fear and trust walk side by side. The sound of blood blends with the whispers of the night, and the moon watches over battles fought both in body and soul. He is the reflection of the struggle between duty and desire, between what was and what can never be left behind. This story delves into redemption, guilt, and identity, showing that not every monster thirsts for blood. Some just seek a place in the world, even if it means confronting their own fate. 7. Bakemonogatari. In a city where the supernatural hides behind everyday life, there are creatures and curses that feed on human weakness. Among them are those who carry within the strength and instincts of beasts, trapped between the world of men and the realm of shadows. The line between reality and the impossible vanishes when body and soul are taken over by something that defies nature itself. He tries to live a normal life, but fate keeps dragging him into the chaos of entities born from fear, desire, and guilt. Each encounter reveals a fragment of what's most human and most monstrous within us. Instinct, temptation, and sacrifice intertwine in a web where reason and savagery coexist. This story isn't just about external monsters. It's about the demons within each person. Between love, pain, and the supernatural, it shows that true transformation isn't always physical. Sometimes it's the heart that becomes a beast searching for balance. 8. Devilman, Crybaby. In a world where evil awakens within man himself, where angels and demons wage a silent war, a creature is born divided between purity and destruction. He holds within him the power of a demon and the heart of a human, a brutal contrast that keeps him in constant conflict with his nature. As humanity reveals its cruelest side, true hell doesn't come from the depths, but from the human soul. The beast he becomes is both weapon and curse, a scream of despair against a world that's forgotten right from wrong. Every fight mirrors pain, loss, and hopelessness, and every transformation shows how fragile the line between man and monster really is. In the end, this story isn't just about demons. It's about what happens when love and compassion are consumed by the savagery of existence. A raw and devastating portrait of humanity, where the true horror isn't in the claws of the beast, but in the heart that still tries to love amid the chaos. 9. Hyperpolice. In a future where humans and mystical creatures coexist in an unstable society, the line between civilized and wild becomes almost invisible. In this chaotic setting lives a bounty hunter with fierce instincts, superhuman strength, and a heart divided between two natures, human and beast. Her life is a constant struggle between law and instinct, between protecting and attacking, between reason and the animal call within. Surrounded by unpredictable allies and enemies, she faces monsters, criminals, and the prejudice of a world that still fears what's different. But behind the humor and battles lies a story about identity and acceptance, about the desire to belong even when you're half of something the world rejects. Every mission is more than a hunt. It's a journey to understand who she truly is, a warrior scarred by her past, guided by her instincts, and the hope that one day she'll live in a world where man and beast can coexist without fear. 10. Okami-san and her 7 companions. At a school where nothing is as simple as it seems, a strong-willed girl with sharp instincts stands out for her courage and determination. Surrounded by stories, rumors, and misunderstandings, she carries within her the essence of a true huntress. Someone who fears no danger, protects the weak, and faces the world with her teeth bared. Alongside her companions, she faces challenges that blend school life with unlikely adventures, where humor meets action and every friendship becomes a powerful bond. Behind her fierce attitude and fiery temper lies a loyal and protective heart, driven by a wild instinct for justice. This story shows that strength isn't just physical. It's the courage to be yourself, even when the world expects you to hide. Between laughs, fights, and moments of tenderness, she proves that sometimes the true spirit of a wolf isn't in its claws, but in its unyielding resolve to never back down. So, which of these anime made you feel the strongest moon's howl? Each one shows a different side of the werewolf, sometimes wild, sometimes human, but always intense. If you love stories full of emotion, mystery, and raw power, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel keep bringing you more content like this. And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you won't miss any new video. Here, every week brings more lists, more stories, and more worlds for you to dive into. See you in the next video, and watch out when the full moon rises.